All right, today you're getting a little bit of Galactic challenges, a little bit of TB, like I said, or actually I may have deleted that video because for some reason sometimes screen record, it records ambient noise. I must have hit a button and not realized it, so I was recording ambient noise while recording video, and then not removing said ambient noise during voiceover production, so that was embarrassing. So here's a Galactic challenge, and then also in TB, I have been using Ray Jawas. A couple of people have, joked like, "Oh, I really need to invest in Jawas." If you can afford it, I definitely would. They have a whole lot of utility. They make a difference in GAC. They're very good at preventing the Vader counter to Rey in GAC. They're extremely useful in the new look Pit challenge raid, especially P1. They're actually decent in P2 and 3, also just not as good as they are in P1. And apparently they are good in TB. My Jawas have maybe a few 6E mods spread out among them. It's sufficient. I think they're all maybe R5 at most. So you could certainly find a balance there, lower relic levels and better mods, just because mods are easier, obviously, to swap around. This Galactic challenge is just kind of funny. I think we've had this one before where everyone just reses after every 10 rounds, so you have to time it and get everybody low and then get killing blows in quick succession. So yeah, Ray Jawas you'll see in the next half of this video. Great team, a super cheese team. You saw them in another Galactic challenge that we had last week. Yeah, it's just super cheese team, but they work really well. Yeah, getting my first dose of vaccine tomorrow. I am getting Moderna. I would have preferred Pfizer, but Pfizer is really only available in hospitals, and hospitals are rightfully reserving most of their vaccines for staff still. And Pfizer, just the storage requirements for the Pfizer vaccine is just a little bit too much for really anybody that isn't a hospital. If you're looking to get a vaccine, I would not expect to get Pfizer unless you are employed by or can somehow manage to get an appointment at a hospital that has the storage capacity for Pfizer's very, very, very low temperature freezer requirements, negative 70 degrees Fahrenheit, I believe. Moderna is a lot easier to transport and store, and it only requires, I think, normal freezing temperatures, so it's going to be a lot easier for urgent care clinics and other places to administer the Moderna vaccine. You just pop it in a mini fridge and freeze it, or keep it at freezer levels. I'm getting mine administered at a high school, so clearly the high school or school systems freezers for presumably their lunchrooms is sufficient to store the Moderna vaccine. So I'll be getting Moderna. I wanted to get Pfizer partly because I'm a shareholder in Pfizer, but also partly because Pfizer is a much more well-established company than Moderna. That's not to say that Moderna's does not work, of course, but this is Moderna's first product to market ever, and they are, by comparison, a small fish in terms of market cap company, certainly when compared to Pfizer. But I still believe in the science. There are far smarter, more intelligent, more capable people than you or I that have been tasked and have taken really what is just this massive undertaking in not only creating and churning out a vaccine in record time, which I understand gives some people some pause, and that's totally fair. But yeah, I certainly trust people that are far, far smarter than I am. So here, Ray Jawas, I put R2 in there just to kind of, certainly for the soft taunts on Nebbit, and then the cleansing ability from crits. Yeah, I mean, you could go with L3. I've gone with L3 before, but L3 obviously taunts a lot, and any single attacks that hit L3 and not the Jawas are obviously not conducive to the goal here. So by having R2 in here, I can keep a soft taunt on Nebbit, as well as the proper taunt from Nebbit a little bit more often, as long as I get rid of B2s. And then it's basically just letting the enemy do the work for you. You'll see I don't even whirlwind until wave 4. I keep a slower Ray, honestly. I don't know if it would work. It probably will still work. But because the thing is, you want to get a lot of that lifeblood bonus protection up, but you also want to stay in ultimate with the 1 damage as often as possible. But yeah, the enemy really just does the work for you, especially if you're up against Geos like so, that attack all the time, constantly, and they just stack up the bombs. It's quite beautiful. Not all that dissimilar to how you used to be able to cheese Jawas versus Geos in GAC. Very similar concept. You'll just watch them all basically kill themselves. I guess I have to do the ultimate. Boom, boom, boom. And the good thing is ultimate carries over into the next wave. So you get to open with an ultimate, which isn't the worst. Yeah, I really enjoyed this team. This is in P2. I'll probably try it again in P3. I may tweak the 5th member. We'll see. I really like R2, but if there are B2s, obviously the B2s are going to strip stealth off of everyone. So it may actually be more beneficial to have hero Finn in here to keep swapping around turn meter to Ray as often as possible for more lifebloods and more ultimates and what have you. Yeah, outside of that, everything is status quo. Watching the markets. I'm actually down today, even though the markets are up today, so that's uncommon. But can't win them all every day. We'll do the same thing here. Let's just knock these guys out. Then we'll open P4. Look at the fucking sirens. We'll open P4 with an ultimate, which won't be bad. You'll see I do lose Nebbit here towards the end, but it doesn't even matter at that point. GG loves to AoE, so he's going to end up killing himself too. The Magnus do AoE, so they're going to kill themselves too. Get a first whirlwind of the match. Save my ATTE. There he is. Just let them do the work for you. It's fine. And oh no, not quite. Peace. All right. See, works.